That knowledge would give you an edge. Are we together? Over almost every other person in that field, because the truth is, technology is shaping everything. So that is the first thing. What's the first thing? You must understand what? You must understand how technology is shaping. That is the first thing. The second thing you need to do, which I've mentioned, is that number 2 is that you must be a part of communities. You must be a part of communities that are using technology in your area. You must be a part of communities. So to make it easier for yourself, find out, are there groups, associations, communities? Because let me tell you, now they were talking about the Jewish people, and one of the reasons why they are very prominent. The Jewish community, they are one of the most prominent race in the world. No matter what any country has done, nobody has been able to subdue the Jewish community. And one of the things that the Jewish people teach amongst themselves, the things, number 1 is liturgy, worship, work. But the third thing that the Jews teach is community. The Jews build communities. Anywhere they find themselves, they find people that are of a common descent, and they interact together. Listen, if you must do well and thrive in these times, you must be a part of communities. Communities, for example, KAMP is a community. It's a community. A lot of conversation. So I'm talking broad now. I'm talking beyond technology, right? So I just want to speak to you from my heart. Is that okay? 25 minutes will not be enough to even define what AI is. I can define AI 25 minutes. You understand? So, but I've just made you to understand what technology is doing right now and what is supposed to be your whole disposition towards technology in the times that we are in. So number 2, you must be a part of communities. You must be part of communities where the use and the adoption of technology is constantly being discussed. In those communities, what happens to you is that in those communities, there's enlightenment. In those communities, you forge collaborations. You forge partners. Let me tell you something. All the things that you need to know, you might not have the time to learn it all by yourself. But when you're a part of communities, there are a lot of people who have learned in bite size. They have learned a lot of things, and they can all come together within that community, and in a short while, they can distill all they have learned. For example, I'm a part of a community driving fintech in Africa. One of my industry where I operate largely is within the fintech industry. I'm a part of a community. I knew what I did to be a part of that community. I'm a part of that community. I'm very active in that community. I've contributed so much to that community. And by reason of how active I am in that community, I've been put in a group. And what happens is that on that group, every day, what is happening globally in fintech, the hottest news, things happening, they post it there every morning. So what that does to me is that while there might be too much information that I need to read on that, but within my community, it has been distilled, and I can have constant access to it. So number 2 is that you must join communities where conversations around technology, around the use of technology, around the adoption of technology is constantly going on. It's going to help you. It's going to keep you abreast. It's going to keep you updated. You will know where the world is going. You will understand the things that you need to pay attention to. Now, because the truth of the matter is that while AI will not take over our jobs, it is people that are using AI that will take over our jobs. So I was training, I was facilitating a company. Their staff came together, and I was facilitating, for them on this concept of AI. Then I told them that, okay, I asked one of the workers. I said, what do you do in this company? Then they told me what it does. I said, so this is what you do. I said, fantastic. Then I said, okay, so tell me the project that you did recently. Then he told me. Then I asked him, how long did it take you to be able to start and complete? He told me the time. Then I told him, I said, I'm going to do this exact thing you did now in less than 5 minutes with AI. And the guy was looking at me. I said, okay, sit down. Right before his presence, the project that took him 1 week to complete, I completed it in 15 minutes using AI. So I now told him, I said, it means that you don't have a job. I said, it means that your job is on the line. I said, so the best thing you can do for yourself right now is that what I have known and have understood to be able to make me use AI to do your job, you need to sit down and learn it. I say, and the beauty for you now is that, so that means if you were doing this for one company, with this knowledge, that means you can be doing this for 15 companies. Because AI now becomes. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So it's a leverage. But you must not be behind. Let me tell you something. Your generation is blessed. You have the smartphone and you have access to internet. Internet is democratized in your times. Now you guys are blessed. You need to go ahead. But while what you have in your hand is a blessing, it could also be otherwise if you are not using it for the right things. I could remember when internet came. When we used to go and buy internet, 3 minutes. 3 minutes of internet in 2000, 99, 2000. 3 minutes of internet was 60 naira. What 60 naira was 25 years ago. Try to shadow it now. Okay, someone should get on Meta here. Let's do something. And say, I want to know what the value of 60 naira in year 2000 is in 2025. That looking at, just go on, do it. You have it in your hands. You guys are carrying powerhouses in your hands. That Meta AI alone can make you a consultant. So let's do something. So what is the equivalent? 60 naira in year 2000. What will be the equivalent in terms of, in 2025? That tell it to, from a macro and a microeconomic perspective, use, just type something. I want to know. 350 naira, 60 naira, 350 naira. Fantastic. For 3 minutes of internet. 350 naira now can almost buy you, depending on the data plan. Okay, before data got expensive, but there are still a data plan that you can get 1 gig of data for about 550 naira. So that means back then, and 1 gig of data you use in 3 minutes. 1,200, because fantastic. 1,000. I think that looks more realistic because 60 naira in year 2000 can buy me bread and egg. Fantastic. That's a better metric. So now if I will buy bread, I'll buy Coke. Coke alone is 500 naira. Come on. With 1.5, what is the data subscription I can do with 1.5? No, 3.5 gig. I can't finish that in 3 minutes. I'm telling you to know that you guys are blessed. You have the internet. Use it wisely. Tap somebody, use it wisely. Tell them don't spend so much time on frivolities online. Don't spend too much time doing, We're having a conversation. I'm wrapping up now. I'm not able to go to the 4 points, but I'll share the last point. Let me just get ahead of myself. We're having a conversation this afternoon before. I hope I've communicated. Because I have a very wonderful, I just feel that we should talk. We were talking how that when a student is the best graduating student in a university during convocation, they will give him prize. How much? 10,000, 20,000. No, there will be different prizes. Kinika prize, 10,000. At the end of the day, on top all the book that the boy reads, maybe you will get 150,000. And that money, they will not give him immediately. They'll give him after some years. I said we need to change that narrative. We need to change the narrative because we need to reward hard work. We need to let people know that hard work, working hard at, intellectual things is still rewarding. I said because if we don't change the narrative, every young person will want to be like Pella and Jarvis. I was watching that interesting fellow and was talking what it makes in a TikTok live. I was like, really? It is a reflection of what our culture has become. But I want you to know, if you are very serious with technology, we can change the narrative. I mean, there are examples. Look at someone like a young man like Tosi Enolonda, Money Point Group. He's a young man I know very well. He's just turning 40 this year. Tosi's net worth now is over $100 million. Why? By building technology. that everybody's using. You can build the next money point. The problem is the models that we have had presented before us. I want to challenge you this morning. And finally, number 3, as I wrap up, is that build a business around technology. Build a business, an enterprise, your business, build it around technology. Whatever it is you are doing right now, find how to incorporate technology into it. It's not difficult. Many people have done it. You can go and look at what they have done. Build whatever it is you are doing, build around technology. I was having a conversation with him, and I called someone now that after now I need to sit down with, and because he began to tell me, he said, you have so much stuff. You did it. He said, you need to do more. He said, you do a lot of things offline. He said, you need to come online and do more. He was now giving me some statistics. He said that the creator economy is valued at over $200 billion. You need to build your business, build something around technology. Whatever it is you are doing right now, ask yourself, how can I bring technology into it? Can I challenge you? There's a woman in Lagos here. She sells food. In fact, it's not the restaurant, it's a buka. On a lighter mode. When you go out, in Nawowa, Shisewa, Odewa, they are together. And the unique thing about, you guys are laughing. I'm actually a comedian that didn't blow. I can make you laugh. It's just that it's not my line. So, in Nawowa, Patiwa, in Nawowa, Shisewa, Odewa. How do you know the uniqueness? Is in the kind of souvenir. Ni inawo ode ati sise won pin bi igbako o se olowo like that. Then partiwa, then event. You understand what I'm saying? So if you are into event, right? Where you will make the money is in event management, event packaging. So that one so whatever it is you are doing, if you were planning shishe in Nowo, then you bring technology into it, it becomes an event. So there's a woman, her name is Amoke. She sells food, ibile. Then a young man left Paystack and built a food delivery company called Chowdeck. A young man who had a vision, beginning to see what technology can do to transform more businesses. And then here comes Amoke. She goes to list her business on Chowdeck, such that you might have been a tush person. Guess Baba is soon be here. Wow, tush. But you might be tush. And you want to hit the amala, but you don't want to see someone see you walk into Amoke's store. You can sit down in your house and Amoke's amala on Chowdeck. Can I shock you? Chowdeck was doing a feature review a few months back. Amoke has made over 2.5 billion in the last 1 year selling amala. Now the question is, how many people have walked into a store to buy amala for her to have made 2.5 billion? It's not possible. What changed the game for her? Technology. Bring technology into anything you are doing and the game will change. Thank you so much, UNILAG.
I told you that you have to be generous with your applause. Come on, you have to be generous with your applause. Thank you so much.